All right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Anything and Everything with Citrus. I have my co-host.
How's it going? I'm Prince of Poverty. We have a lot of things to say on this particular topic that's coming up. So, yeah, Citrus, if you wanted to introduce that.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about the Will Smith Oscar slap. Any thoughts?
I'll let you give them the context for it because I'm gonna wait to go in.
Okay, so some context. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars a couple of days ago after he made a joke about Jada, Will Smith's wife, being in a movie called G.I. Jane. This was significant because Smith's
Well, she wasn't in the movie G.I. Jane. It was more about the fact that she looked like the character G.I. Jane.
Exactly. She's bald.
Bald. She bald. I don't know what to say.
She suffers from alopecia. It's an autoimmune disease where the
not even a very bad case of alopecia. It's actually a very, very mild case.
It's pretty, yeah. But I don't understand why she's freaking out because Will Smith's mom is bald, her daughter is bald, she's bald. It's not like she's alone.
Well, like I think they all did that in solidarity with Jada. I think that was the thing.
Okay.
But my thing is, Jada, you're rich. If it hurts you that bad, just buy a wig, little mama. What's up? What's
she
the
can
problem?
buy hair implants even.
Yeah, get Bosley. Dudes have been doing it for years. Come on now.
Anyway, alopecia is an autoimmune disorder where the immune system attacks hair follicles and causes hair loss that has been known to make people with the disease feel as if their identity has been stripped. Jada first publicly talked about her alopecia on the Red Table Talk in 2018, calling it an absolutely terrifying experience. So it's been known that she has alopecia and that.
Bro, first off, nobody watches Red Table Talk. Nobody. All right. Like, who watches that? How is Chris Rock supposed to know that?
That is true. Okay. But Chris Rock and the Smiths family have had interaction well back into the 90s. And Chris Rock should actually be somewhat aware about hair.
Do you look up the medical history of every single person you interact with?
But I mean, they're Hollywood. You would kind of know. But
no, their whole family's weird. He probably just thought, oh, she shaved her head because she's weird. Their whole family's weird.
True. but it should not be ignored that actually Chris Rock had a 2009 documentary called Good Hair about the importance of hair in Black culture. And in the documentary, he actually interviewed a New York interior designer, Sheila Bridges, and how she felt ashamed and how her racial identity and about her racial identity and how the loss of her hair affected her sense of feminist and social currency. So Chris Rock isn't ignorant to the trials of those with alopecia. However,
bruh, no, hold up, no. Because if we're gonna talk about this, we have been clowning dudes. Well, like if we're gonna say this for Jada, that means we're all gonna need to give LeBron a huge apology because we all clowned LeBron when he was balding. All right, we all saw the memes, we all said jokes. We all gonna need to owe him a huge apology.
That is true. You know, and isn't it like you said, it's not even a severe case. She still has her eyelashes, she still has her eyebrows. She's pretty hairy compared
she got most of the hair on her head.
For
if you hadn't heard her say, if she would have told nobody she had alopecia, nobody would know. Nobody would know. Because it's not even like she's got no hair. She's just shaved short. You can't even really tell there are really patches like that.
Exactly. And so I think we've said that Chris Rock probably did not know about the alopecia beforehand.
Definitely
but
not.
Should have Chris Rock been more censored and self-aware with his joke, considering Black women are 80% likely to change their natural hair to meet social standards, and especially after he did the documentary?
Nope, that had nothing to do with Chris Rock. The personal decisions of Black women have zero to do with Chris Rock, all right? No, okay? Because listen, all right, the whole point of being a comedian and humor itself is to poke fun at dark stuff. It's to like have a light in the darkness.
That's true.
That's the entire point of humor and comedy. So if you are getting offended at jokes, you take yourself way too seriously. Now, if he was like going in on her, had like a 20-minute set about her being bald, I can understand. You know, but he just said one simple joke. It wasn't even a good joke. It wasn't even that good.
He even had to say, "Hey, that's a good one."
Yeah.
All awkwardly.
Because he really could have went in. There are so many jokes people been saying, and that's the real reason I think Will slap.
Because of August.
He didn't want to slap. He didn't want to slap Chris. He wanted to slap August. That was for August and all the people that have been talking smack about him for all these years.
Talking about his wife.
Talking about he's soft, he's weak, he's a cuck.
so yeah, it wasn't really the worst, and it also should be noted that the GI Jane in the movie, the character played a character of a first woman that went through the Navy SEAL training and showed more grit than her male counterparts. So I mean, it could have been worse, you know?
I mean, I don't think it had anything to do with that either. Look, it was a very simple, very plain joke. GI Jane is bald, you're bald.
Yeah,
that's as much as y'all are reading way too far into the joke. Okay, it's a very simple joke.
and so do you think also that so we said that Will Smith did have some, formal anger there. Did you also think that he might have, he has history with Will and Jada dating back to the 90s, like 1995, Chris Rock co-starred in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. 2005, Chris Rock and Jada co-starred together in Madagascar. And then, of course, we have 2016, where Chris Rock mentioned Jada in his Oscar monologue, saying the joke, Jada said she's not coming. Jada's going to boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscar is like me boycotting Rihanna's undergarments. I wasn't invited. Which
is true. Nobody was asking for her to be at the Oscars. Who was clamoring? You know what? I cannot wait to see Jada Pinkett at the Oscars. I cannot, for her performance in nothing, because she hasn't been in anything in like 15 years.
She was in a show called Gotham. That was pretty good.
Did she have a major role?
But
was she a star? Was she a star?
She was a star. She was actually a recurring character throughout.
How recurring are we talking about?
Like, you would see her definitely every 3 episodes.
Every 3? You ain't even a man, you're a side character.
And also, it should be noted that Chris Rock didn't make fun of an actor's wife that's just a nobody. He made fun of someone that also has power within the industry, And at the end of the day, people can make fun of you all they want. They do it all the time, but I don't have millions of dollars to go back home. You can make fun of me all day if I had millions.
Real talk. That's the thing about being a public figure, right? You have to be able to roll with the punches and be able to basically take anything anybody says about you, because you're a public figure. You're out in the spotlight like that. That's what you trade for fame. You trade people being able to talk smack about you and knowing all about your life for fame. That's what you trade.
And it also should be noted that Will Smith was laughing. He was laughing. He was chuckling until he saw his wife roll his eyes. And that's when and the wife should have held him back. She knew,
Exactly. If she would, that's why I said she does not love Will. She doesn't love, because if she really loved Will, she would have let Will have that night. This was his first Oscar win. She would have told him, baby, sit down. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, baby. We'll do it after.
But she just let him go there and embarrass just all the parties. And you know what made worse is that even after the slap, he continued to throw profanities and screaming at a variation of statement, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," multiple times at a formal event.
All I'm saying is, if it wasn't Will Smith, he would have got kicked out.
Yeah.
If it was somebody less famous than Will Smith, he would have got kicked out and never invited back. He would have been barred.
Do you think Will Smith Chris Rock should have retaliated, or you think he handled it well?
No. Listen, I think he handled that perfectly. Chris Rock came off looking hard as a rock. So much class and poise. I have so much newfound respect for Chris Rock. He kept it moving.
And do you think
I don't even think I'm strong enough to do that? If you come up and smack me in my face, I'm gonna retaliate. I do not have that much class to just let you slap me in the face and keep on moving. That's how you know Chris Rock is a true bag chaser.
And you notice that his tickets, he's about to go on like tour, I think in Boston. And it went from like $40 a ticket to like $700.
Sold out. Because everybody wants to hear about it. Everybody know that next set gonna be cold. It's gonna be so cold.
Yeah. And then I'm excited. I want to see like how many jokes are going to be like shown
I
with it.
think the only way to fix this is to have the roast of Will Smith hosted by Chris Rock.
That would actually be kind of cool. Or like, and he invites like his other like comedian friends and
Yeah,
stuff.
they just all go in on him.
At the end, they get to slap him.
They can talk anything. They can talk anything about Will. Just don't mention Jada.
um, and it was really
You can
sad
take turns with my wife though. You can take turns with Jada.
And a lot of people have been saying for Will to actually get his Oscar taken away, but
Absolutely.
it's not going to happen because there's been a lot of figures that have done way worse stuff than just slap a guy, assault a guy, really.
Well, it's not even the fact that he assaulted. It's the fact that he assaulted the guy at the Oscars. Bro, you couldn't control. Like I can understand afterwards if you would have walked up in the parking lot. Don't you dare talk about my wife like that.
What got me was how when he was walking up, Chris Rock went, "Oh, Richard."
Richard.
Richard.
But look, even that's how you know Chris Rock is hard because he said he was like he got slapped. He was like, ooh, he was like I could, and he was about to go in. He wanted to go in, but he held
himself back. And you know what's even worse is that when 10 minutes after Will Smith gets his Oscar and then gets to get a standing ovation.
He was crying. How do you slap somebody else and you end up crying? What kind of weak stuff is that?
And then he started preaching about being a vessel of love.
You just slapped somebody.
And then apologizes to the Academy, to the nominees.
Everybody but
Rock. And then danced the night away, holding his award.
And then the next day he gonna give some sorry Twitter apology, trying to pretend like his lawyer didn't write that.
Okay, that does not sound like him at all. Like I have
his lawyers wrote that.
I have it here, and it says violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive.
That doesn't even sound like a real human being.
My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted.
He didn't even mention her medical condition. She's bald.
I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress.
Clown. Actual clown.
What's
up with that?
And then Jada has the audacity to post on Instagram, "This is a season for healing and I'm here for it."
Jada does not care about Will. Will went up there and smacked the dude for a mundane joke. People have been clowning Will, and she hadn't said a word.
Yeah, and then what's worse than Jaden Smith also tweeted out on the same day as the slap, and that's how we do it. As if
they're both clowns anyway, so they're both weirdos.
It's yeah.
Both their kids are weirdos.
And actually, so if you look at the people that support Will versus the people that support Chris Rock, it sounds like you want to be on Chris Rock's side. For Chris Rock, you got Adam Sandler, you got Mark Hamill, like the Luke Skywalker one. Mm-hmm. Well, Amy Schumer's not much of a compliment, but you got Zoe Kravitz, the Catwoman one, James Corden, Alec Baldwin, the one that killed a person on set and then denied.
Look, all right, listen, I have a bit of a controversial take on the Alec Baldwin thing too.
Oh no,
we're not gonna get into that.
Okay, good. And then we have Wanda Sykes and then Jim Carrey, which is pretty good. Whereas you got Liam Payne from One Direction, one of the most washed up members. If it's not Harry, I don't want him. You got Nicki Minaj. Jaden Smith, his son, which not much
I
of a
mean,
compliment. And then
it's your dad.
Tiffany Haddish, also
Clown.
not much of a
Tiffany
compliment.
Haddish is an idiot.
So
I actually dislike Tiffany Haddish a lot.
yeah.
I
The
think
whole
in fact, I think she's a traitor to the Black community. She like she all the roles she plays is just huge Black women stereotype, being loud
okay,
and annoying and
loud, annoying, country,
yeah,
just
like
and not
undesirable.
self-aware, not self-aware, just yeah.
Like wasn't she handing out fried chicken on the red carpet one year or something like that?
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
See?
um and then you have and then I was thinking like he picked on a dude that was a little bit smaller than him in terms of power, in terms of height. I don't see him slapping
Look, 50 Cent was gonna come up next. You think he would have went up there if 50 Cent had said that?
no, not no way.
Bro.
But people have lent harder on Jada before.
Yeah, like August Alsina.
Like August. There's so many things you can say about the family, but the bald head is what pushed it. I think he
I mean,
purposely.
August Alsina went hardest on her, I feel like. Or Tupac, she's still in love with him.
I have no words.
Yeah, like, that was Will trying to channel his inner Tupac.
I saw a tweet that was like, where it was talking about how Tupac would have escalated even further.
No, he wouldn't. Tupac was an actual man. First off, Chris Rock would have never said that if Tupac was up there. He would never clowned him like that.
No, no.
But,
You know what would have been cool if they invited August on stage.
that's what Will should have slapped. How you gonna slap Chris but not August?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Next, I
Where's
should
the
have
logic in
brought a red table.
Like it's one thing about disrespecting your wife. What about getting your wife defiled
Yeah, the whole thing was just, and you know what really
by a dude that's half your age and your son's friend that you were letting live in your house?
it's just disrespect. And then she didn't really admit it too. She just called it an entanglement.
That's why I low-key feel bad for Will Smith, because I think Jada might be a very manipulative and broken person.
Yeah.
I feel like she is jealous of Will Smith's success and uses any opportunity she can to make him look stupid.
Yeah. She's not, I don't think that's not someone you want to be your for lifer.
Now, I don't understand because he's Will Smith. Will Smith used to be untouchable. He used to be the man.
People have been saying that like that's like him slapping is like someone is like if Tom Hanks went up and slapped someone so beloved, and you just threw away decades of just good behavior and good reputation to slap someone for a half-baked joke.
But again, this just shows that Hollywood elites, they don't have to suffer any consequences. He didn't get his Oscar taken away, got a standing ovation. You know,
Now the standing
Alec Baldwin
ovation
killed somebody and just got to keep on moving.
Yeah, so the standing ovation really just solidified everything and made it just seem 10 times more ridiculous.
Because I guarantee you, if it would have been anybody half as famous, they would not have been giving them a standing ovation.
Yeah, they would have been removed, dragged out.
Got tackled. He wouldn't even got halfway down the stage.
Oh, Richard.
Richard.
I want that to be like a text.
Hey, but honestly, Chris Rock kind of ate that though.
Okay, I am so glad Chris Rock is returning from this as a material girl. Okay,
bro, ate that like delicious. Yeah. Ate that.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him to be
Didn't
able to
even say ouch or nothing.
He just said, "Oh wow,
wow."
Not one tear fell through on his face. I would have been.
Nothing. He was smiling. Will was the one crying.
Imagine
how do you get slapped and you have your slapper crying? Oh,
the real truth, the reason why he actually is crying because he hurt his hand.
Yeah, bro, because he apparently got an iron jaw.
I hope this doesn't actually make people, you know how like when one person does it, the other people do it, like how one person
It
got
definitely
like.
will.
I hope Chris
And that's
Rock
why I said this is
laughed
this is
again.
the era. This is the era where comedians are gonna have to start taking boxing lessons because now you're gonna have random clowns thinking they can come up and try you if you offend them.
Would you go to a boxing match like how Jake Paul and the other people did it? Would you go to a boxing match with Will Smith and
That would be
Chris
the
Rock?
most. That would be the most viewed pay-per-view thing on television ever.
I think that's one way they could actually like help his reputation.
If they
Is
had a boxing match, that would be the single greatest thing to happen this year. I guarantee you.
yeah, that it would smooth
That would be
everything
amazing.
over so like it was so well. It just be gone. Yeah.
And like to the people saying this is fake, no, it's not.
No,
It's
it's
real.
not.
It's real.
No.
Listen, why would you make yourself look like such a pansy
Yeah.
on purpose?
At the
Like,
Oscar.
think about that. Why would you put yourself in Will Smith's position on purpose?
Yeah. It's yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, unless they just figured that the public would react differently, but I don't understand how you could possibly think that. How you could possibly think going up there and assaulting somebody for telling a simple, not even that offensive joke.
He could have went on. He could have called her Humpty Dumpty. He could have, yeah.
He could have said, "Hey, like, he could have said anything. There's so many worse bald jokes. Like,
way worse. Yeah. He could have mentioned LeBron and been like, how you gonna let LeBron James have a better hairline?
yeah, LeBron got his hairline back, so can you. Or Bosley helped him.
What actually took her hairline was her guilt from having an entanglement with August.
Probably. No, dude, we're just kidding. She doesn't have any guilt about that.
She doesn't have guilt, no.
She's an actual
smiled
diva,
through that.
like,
Whereas Will Smith was like balding his hands and just like fighting.
She was smiling.
He was actually smiling and staring his eyes. Imagine having her just stare at you while she's describing her entanglement with a person that lived in your house half your age. Anger. I would have been like, cut the cameras.
Okay, cut the camera.
You would have saw me running up, like grabbing the camera, covering it with my hands. Yeah.
And then like for Jada to just not I feel like she doesn't respect Will at all. She doesn't respect him. Not as a man, not as a father, not as a lover, nothing.
Nothing. It's just
she said on multiple occasions she is still in love with Tupac, a dead man.
And don't forget August. She had no remorse about telling him.
No remorse.
Just back to
back.
back.
The people saying they were in an open relationship. Let me clarify. That's not what happened. All right. No. She was married to Will.
She cheated.
He cheated with August. Will broke up with her, but I guess started simping and wanted her back or something. And then they were like, all right, we'll stay together for the kids or something. I don't know.
It's sad to know one of your favorite actors and comedians is actually a simp.
literally a simp.
And to know that it's embarrassing. I would totally pay for a boxing match with Chris Rock, and
it would be the most viewed pay-per-view of all time.
Okay, so you know how usually with the boxing matches they have like people on like the same size. Who would be on Chris Rock's side? Who would you want there?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I mean, I don't even know, to be honest.
That it just would be cool. You know what I'm waiting for? SNL to release something on Saturday about it.
Oh my God. Hey, they should do the same skit, but make it Kanye and Pete.
Oh my God. Like the whoopity whoop, and it just shows him actually getting whooped. Yeah. And then I was thinking they should actually have Chris Rock on there and like have him like have a bandage on his face.
I'm just surprised Will, like, first off, you should be thanking your lucky stars, Will, because Chris, one, could have clowned you, and two, sued you into oblivion. He could have easily had.
That's
good,
what Jim Carrey was saying, that he would have sued him for $200 million. I would have sued the Academy. I would have
check off
everyone.
Because he better than me. Because I sure would have took all your money. I would have ran
Oh,
it for everything.
I would have started limping. He didn't even hit my legs. I would have fell. Right?
Like, oh man, he's a better man than I. That's why I said he's hard. He's hard. Yeah. They call him Chris Rock for a reason.
For a reason. Oh, it's hard to be Will Smith right now.
Can't show his face nowhere. He's trapped.
I wonder what his next project will be.
Therapy, hopefully.
Now, with the Smith, it's like you can afford therapy, you can afford wigs, you can afford everything. You have 350 million net worth. First off, why do you even have that much?
I mean, Will.
You will.
And that's the bottom line of it. Will has given you pretty much everything in life, but you would not be nearly as far in life as you are, Jada, without Will.
Without Will. You know what would be cool? If Chris made a GoFundMe, I would sue him and make a GoFundMe. I don't care if I got 60 mil.
Like, but this was a cry for help. This was a cry for help from Will. Like, people have been clowning him, and like, well, I guess
he actually has a history of slapping people. There's actually videos of him slapping a paparazzi guy on the red carpet. Like,
oh yeah, they tried to kiss him. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But I can't blame him. I probably slapped paparazzi too. They tried to kiss me.
But it is kind of funny that like people are taking any moment of him slapping and stuff. Did you see Lupita's reaction beside him?
Yeah. She's like, ooh. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's real. She would not have reacted like that if it was staged. That was a very real reaction. It was the first, literally the Oscars were all black. It was hosted by pretty much all black people.
And it was also a good time also for the deaf community. It was so nice for all the minorities that could shine, and it got overshadowed by someone slapping someone else.
This was your first Oscar win. You won your first Oscar.
Yeah.
And you overshadowed.
It's just embarrassing. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, even he took one slap, but he left with major bag.
Yeah, congratulations, Will Smith. You have once again made black men the jesters of Hollywood. Congratulations. Oscar's so white, right? Oscar's so white.
We're not gonna be welcome back at the Oscars next year.
Continue to stay that way.
Yeah, that's it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we will not be back anytime soon. Yeah.
Hey, Chris Rock. Chris Rock might be invited back.
Yeah. Well, I think. Do you have any final thoughts?
Just pretty much. Will Smith is a cuck, a simp, and definitely should break up with Jada. Jada, you are a harlot and a Jezebel. You deserve to be stoned out in the street.
Okay. Well, to clean it up, my co-host would like to say we are Team Chris Rock.